Hi everyone and welcome back to Miss Loves Travel. Today's topic is very close to my heart. It's how to travel solo as a single woman. So whether you're a seasoned traveler or this is your first time trying to travel solo, this video is for you. So picture this, you've got this burning desire to travel the world, but there's this doubt looming in your mind about, can I really do this? So I'm here to tell you that this is not only possible, but is absolutely empowering to travel solo. My goal was simple. I wanted to travel without waiting for the perfect travel buddy or a group to go with. But that comes with its own challenges, from safety to loneliness to a whole host of other issues that may come up when you're traveling solo. But that's what makes the whole thing even more rewarding, is overcoming these challenges. So what are these challenges and how do you overcome them? Don't worry, I'm going to be telling you how to do that. But before I get started, I'm letting you know that I'm at the Bronte Creek Provincial Park, which is about a 45-minute drive from downtown Toronto. I'm here hiking solo, doing what I love, not waiting for anyone. But let's go on the hike while I tell you how to stay safe and overcome challenges that you might face when you're traveling solo. So one of the first things I recommend is to research and plan ahead. Book your accommodations in advance, book your transportation, research about the local culture, the do's and don'ts of the place, and also the dress code, any certain specifics about the culture that you need to know. Do your research ahead of time, and that will really help you out a lot. Another thing that I would recommend is to choose your destination wisely. So if this is your first time traveling solo, I would recommend picking a place that is tourist friendly, speaks in a language that you understand, and has a good transportation system. I would recommend picking a place like Paris, Berlin, Amsterdam if you're planning a trip to Europe. Pick a place like Dubai if you're going to the Middle East, or even Singapore or Malaysia if you're going to someplace in Asia. And if you're going to the Americas, pick US or Canada. If this is your first time traveling solo, I would suggest that you try going somewhere close by first. So travel to a nearby city, see how you do, and then venture internationally to a place with a completely different culture. Another thing I would recommend is to check the travel advisories of the countries or cities that you're planning to visit. This is very important for your own safety so that you know what is happening in that city or country and whether it is safe to travel there. So where do you stay? I recommend booking a hotel that is in the center of the city, surrounded by the tourist attractions. Try to avoid a hotel that's in a narrow alley that could be dark when you go home at night. Try to book something on the main road. I also recommend booking a hostel if that's something that interests you, because hostels are great ways to meet other like-minded travelers, and they also do a lot of group activities which kinds of help facilitate meeting other travelers. I tend to avoid booking Airbnbs where you're sharing a room in someone else's house. You just never know who you're staying with, and I just find it better to either book the entire Airbnb for myself or just avoid Airbnbs completely and just book a hotel. Something that you can do to beat loneliness on your travels is to join a free walking tour. Most major cities have a free walking tour where a tour guide takes you through the main sites. It's also a great way to get acquainted with the city. So this is usually something that I do on my first day of being in a new city. It's also a great way to meet other travelers. Other things that you can do is book some group activities, something like a cooking class or an art pottery class or those kind of things. Choose something that interests you, and this way you can meet other travelers on your holiday. Another thing that you can do is get yourself a SIM card when you land into a new country. Nowadays, there are things like eSIMs, which you can get even before you get to a new country. So get yourself sorted the moment you land, stay connected with your family and friends. If you feel comfortable, share your location with a friend or a family member, and share your itinerary, flight details, where you're staying with your family and friends as well. That way you know that someone's always there who has your information just in case there's any emergency. Don't forget to pack light if you're going solo and to a country with a lot of steps like Croatia and Greece. These countries have a lot of steps, and the only way up to your hotel and accommodation is by climbing those steps with your baggage. So don't make the mistake that I did and try to carry light baggage as much as you can. I would also recommend that you pack your power banks and chargers along with you. Also, take these along with you anywhere and anytime you step out of the hotel. I again learned it the hard way because I was out on a nice day trip far away from my hotel and my power just kept dying. My power bank kept dying, and I just so wished that I had a charger with a wall socket so that I could just find a port and connect and charge my phone. But anyways, I made it. But don't make the mistake that I did. When I travel, I usually carry a little bag of my medicines that I know could come in handy if anything were to go wrong. At least when those issues arise, then you don't have to run and find a pharmacy, find the medication. You know what your body is used to. So just carry like allergy medicines, pain medication, cold and flu, maybe something for your stomach. I usually carry an afterbite as well, some band-aids and a thermometer just in case. So just carry these things. It will just put you at ease if anything were to go wrong. On your trip, make Google your best friend. So download Google Translate and use that if the language is different from what you're used to. That's such an easy way to communicate with someone about what you need. Also, check Google reviews about any of the places that you plan to visit. Make sure that the reviews are good and then only visit that place. So whether you're traveling solo or with a group, always know your limits. So when it comes to alcohol, make sure you know your limits and don't overdrink to such an extent where you cannot get yourself back home. Also, when you're out in a bar, make sure to not take a drink from any strangers that you don't know, and also don't leave your drink on the counter, go somewhere and then come back and resume drinking from that same glass. You just never know what anyone's ill intentions might be. Also, when you're out and about during the day, make sure you stay hydrated, make sure you're having your meals at the right time, and also generally just know your body's limits in terms of if you're hiking and you're feeling lightheaded and tired, make sure to stop, hydrate yourself, make sure you start feeling okay before resuming the hike. Also, if you're out and about during the day, make sure that you take breaks regularly throughout the day. Don't try to be so excited that you want to see all of the sights without a break, because even I have felt exhausted around like say 4 or 5 p.m. and then I make sure just to spend an hour just sitting at a coffee shop, grab yourself a coffee and just relax. When you travel to a new country, make sure to carry some cash in the country's currency, but also carry some US dollars as backup, just in case you need it. Also, do not take your passport around. It's just more risk of losing your passport when you're out and about. Suddenly it just falls out of your bag. So I would recommend leaving your passport at home or in the hotel. And one of the last things that I want to mention is to trust your instincts. If something doesn't look safe or doesn't feel safe, just avoid it. That will definitely help in keeping you safe on your travels. So while I've given you all of these tips and tricks to make your first solo travel experience flawless, you may experience some roadblocks along the way when you're in that new country that you're visiting. But when that happens, don't panic. Just think with a calm, cool, and collected mind, and I'm sure that you will find a solution. If you really need some help, reach out to your hotel concierge, the Airbnb host, or even your family and friends back home. Remember that traveling solo is not just about experiencing new places, but it's about getting out into the world and getting that confidence that you can now navigate the world on your own. I highly recommend solo travel because it will help you build resilience. As I said, it'll help you be more confident, and it will just expose you to parts of the world that you would have never experienced if you did not leave home. So I highly recommend that you go and you book your next solo travel trip. If you have any questions along the way, leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I wish you safe travels and I'll see you in my next video. In the meantime, take care and stay safe.